Hello tacticians, it's Nox here, and before we get into Sibyl's quest I want to say a massive congratulations to the winners of the Sarqueal competition that I had opened a few weeks back. In first place, winning 50 Sarqueal shards, is Mark McKeon. In second place, with the key, the pendant and the hood, which are all needed to level up Dark Angels, is Los Angeles. And in third place, getting the pistol and the salvage, is George Sarge. And you can use those on any character that you want to prepare for the next TA. So, with the winners announced and with no one to thank for using my friend code, let's get into Sibyl's quest. Common 1 sees us not being able to use any Adeptus Sororitas. So, Vindicta with her flamethrower is out here. However, Brother Burchard is the perfect alternative to use. Step forward, launch his barrage, and finish off the rest with whichever tunes fits the job for you. In Common 1, I did do a bit of an order problem. I shouldn't have fired off with Burchard first, and I should have taken the 2 out at the bottom, but thankfully it was fine for me. However, I did just pay for it because I did this mission just now and I forgot to record it, so here we go again. Here we are using anyone who can summon, and because the mission is purely don't take any damage, bring in whoever you like who can summon and just do your thing. Here we're using Yarrick, Creed and Bellator to actually summon all of our troops, and we're just going to keep behind all of our summons. We should find that the enemy AI targets my summons first, and of course mine will finish the job. So Common 3 is very similar to Common 2, whereby if you have the summoners, just bring them in and they should do the job for you. However, if you don't have summoners, I thought I'd have a look at a slightly different way, which will rely upon Vindicta and of course Sibyll. So we'll use Sibyll first of all to take care of the first Necron. We then move Vindicta all the way down. Now at the moment she can't use her flamethrower because she's right next to one, but all we really need to do is use her Armorium Cherub to kill the one next to us, and then use her normal attack on the 2 to the right. You can then use Burchard to use his ability on the final Necron at the bottom. I didn't quite kill him, but that doesn't matter because he should attack the summon. We fire twice with our 2 snipers who are well out of the range of the 3 at the top. As you saw, they attacked the summon troop, so I'm still on track of doing this, and we've got this last turn to finish this level. So my Burchard will kill there, we'll use Certus to kill at the top, we'll use Sibyll to kill the one in the middle there, and Sarqueal to kill the final one. To maximise your points from Uncommon 1, it won't allow you to fly or use any summons. So here I'm going to be using Vindicta and Isabella. So obviously we move up with Sibyll to do her attack on the 2 and move the other 2 up. Now they will attack the ones next to Isabella, who of course thankfully heal up because of her passive. We can then attack from the top again and move Isabella to a position where she can kill as well. All that's left to do is use Vindicta's active on the one at the bottom and then move to a position where she can kill the 2 that are left. And this was another one I forgot to record the first time round. Uncommon 2 sees us not being able to use any blast weapons, but that's fine. We still have Vindicta, who can make short work of the Scarabs and this group of Necrons here. As you see, we kill the Necron here with both Vindicta and Sarqueal, and the rest of these flayed ones just line up very obediently to get turned into scrap metal. I triggered that a little bit too early because this one came back alive, but that's fine. We have Sibyll to come to the rescue to kill them both. Now we can use Burchard to go into the bushes and summon 2 of his friends to hopefully kill off this guy. We didn't quite get there, but normally, as we've seen before, the AI will target the summons. As you can see, the summons took quite good care of the scarabs. We send Bellator, not Burchard, as I said earlier, up to kill the scarab at the top, and then the final one killed off that final Necron. Uncommon 3 means to get the maximum points we can't use Space Wolves, but they're not really needed here. We can use Sarqueal to quite happily kill the one at the bottom. Now sometimes this guy does get summoned back, and when that happened I've used Bellator here to summon around him. The one thing you need to be cautious of are the 2 Scarab Swarms, as they're starting next to Makatap. So they've got that extra pip of movement and will cause some issues. I highly advise you bring in a healer, and as normal I have brought in Isabella. Although the standard Space Marine healer should do in a pinch. Use Vindictor to put down some flame to kill off the flayed one on the right. Now this one has managed to survive, and as such I'll finish it off with Sibyll. Now we have time on our sides here. We have got 4 turns, so we're going to leave it like that and pass. Now, all of the scarabs are down the bottom, so when you are choosing which scarab to kill, make sure it's one that hasn't yet split. You can then use Sarqueal with his active to kill sometimes 2 in one go, but not this time. Now this is a bit of a crazy move, but it does reduce the strength of the scarabs, and Sibyll will forgive me as she's got Isabella looking after her back. Now, unfortunately, Sibyll can't actually kill this Scarab Swarm here, so we're just going to have to hope that it doesn't split again. In this case, the fire actually kills it. Always make sure to see who needs healing. Now, I have got 2. I need to heal up Sibyll and I need to heal up Sarqueal. Here, I'll move Bellator up to attack Makatap, except he's out of range. And move Sarqueal up to shoot the flayed one. This will enable me to do the mass heal on both of these 2 to make sure they're topped up. And unfortunately, Vindictor is stuck down at the bottom. Here you can use the long range of Sarqueal, and with Bellator going up and triggering his buddies, we'll finally kill off Makatap. Rare 1 will not allow us to use bolters or flame attacks, which does make it a bit tricky, especially since Necrons have got a nasty tendency to get back up. So I would again advise bringing in a healer, and the only one we can use here is of course Incisors. And there you go, as if on cue. So kill who you can, and hope that they actually attack Sarqueal, because his return fire will kill one very nicely. Obviously make sure you heal him up, and the best bit here, his active ability can kill 2 nicely as well. The Necrons will then funnel down. 1 will be killed because of Sarqueal's return fire, and if you don't have Sarqueal, at least use someone who can hit 2 people. Maybe Varro will be good here, but if you've got Sarqueal, I would highly advise using him here. Again, heal up and finish the job off. Rare 2 means we can't take any damage, and this is one where you are probably going to need to use the summoners, and here I'm using Yarrick and Creed. By using the summons, you basically have a very good chance that any surviving Necrons will go after the summons first before they go after your main characters. Now, you could, if you so wish, take the chance to leave Sibyll down here to kill this one, but there's a high chance that he could revive, so I would advise to run away. And then your summons will come in and finish off the job that they started. Rare 3 means we can't use the Adeptus Sororitas, so Vindictor's not going to come to our rescue here. However, as with the previous one, I would suggest bringing in some kind of summoner to at least give you some protection from the number of enemies here. They'll hopefully target the summons anyway. There you go. Against the Ophidian Destroyer, make sure you choose the Psychic Maelstrom. It does quite a decent amount of damage, which means your other main characters will hopefully kill off the Ophidian Destroyer, and hopefully you still have one of your summons left to take the brunt from the last two Necrons. After that, it's a simple job to mop up. Rare 4 means we have to take everyone with ranged attacks, and Thaddeus comes in very handy here as he can actually shoot at people he can't see. Always make sure you get everyone out of the red squares so they're not going to get hit by anything, and make sure that you put people into a very advantageous position for you, so as they move forward they're either going to get a shot or they're going to group up. Now that they're grouped up, it's a very simple job to use Vindictor to put flame absolutely everywhere. This will stop the enemy getting too close so they can't hit you. And, of course, if they're in the flame, they'll take damage. And Sarqueal, with his AoE, may be able to take care of a few more. Rare Encounter 5 means we can only have a maximum of 3 hits in our ranged attack if they have one, or a maximum of 3 hits in their melee attack if they don't have a ranged attack. So that's why we have Ulf here and the rest of the crew. Now, this sort of strategy is quite familiar if you've taken part in any of the higher level of the legendary events, because you basically bunch up around Isabella. Here we've got Ulf killing any Scarab Swarm that comes close. Now we have 3 extra turns, and this Scarab Swarm is not going to summon any more, so it should come across to us. So all that we really need to do is be patient. And because we're bunched up, it does mean that Aleph-Null can't actually summon any swarms. And make sure you try and kill Aleph-Null as soon as possible. With Aleph summoning more swarms, it can make things a lot more tricky. Make sure that everyone is healed up before you take the final blow. Epic 1 is a tricky proposition to do without summoners, and we're also not allowed to use Bellator. So here I'm using Yarrick and Creed. The first thing I do though is send in Yarrick to do the summons and then send in Creed. Sibyll goes in before Creed does his summons because she can kill one, and that enables one of my summons to kill one at the top. Fairly simple, only if you have summons. Epic 2 means we can't use any bolters, and as such we have Vindictor and Sarqueal here to do the majority of the damage, along with Incisors. Now, obviously, we can't bring Isabella because we're not allowed bolters, but we are probably going to need a healer because we are going to take damage. Alternatively, if you have a decent summoner like Yarrick and Creed, by all means bring those in, and they should make this level very simple. By moving forward one, you get within range to use Sibyl's active, and then by using the danger zone, you should be able to put Sarqueal and Vindicta in safe positions, and of course move Incisors up so he can actually heal if he's needed. It would be this turn where you would actually throw out your summons if you had them. As it stands, I'm going to kill here this one with Sibyll and this one with Sarqueal. And move Vindicta up to use her active. Little bit frustrating, this guy dying, and then I will use her normal skill just to kill this one off. Now she's going to get hit twice, so we'll move. Well, we'll keep Incisors out of the way for now because we don't want him to get accidentally shot. And we've got 2 turns left, so we'll move Sarqueal up to shoot one. Now he is in a position where he will be burnt next turn. And we can move Sibyll up to support. Now we want to move Incisors up to heal up Vindicta. And we need to remember to heal Sarqueal next turn. The return shot doing some very useful damage there. So we heal up Sarqueal, and as you can see, everyone is now full on health, and Sarqueal takes the finishing shot. Epic 3 means we can't use any Overwatch. So with this handy bridge, it means we can actually set up a decent cordon to keep Isabella safe and still do some decent damage to these flayers. Ulf is almost a requirement because of his ability to kill those scarabs as they get near him. Here I'll end up using the Fragstorm to make sure that the other set of scarabs are destroyed, and then use Sibyl's active to kill off one of the Ophidian destroyers. Make sure Ulf is healed up. And I'm going to take a bit of a calculated risk to move up and kill this one off before I move Yarrick up and summon in the troops. Now I'm hoping, good, the Ophidian Destroyer attacked the summon, and now what we can do is quickly just see who needs healing. The only one that does is Brother Burchard, so we'll heal him up and throw everything we have at the Ophidian Destroyer. The legendary mission means we can't use power weapons, and I don't think I have the roster to actually complete it in the lightning time of 4 rounds and obeying that restriction. So what I've done, I've actually put in my toughest characters, one being Cut with his over 1,000 armour with his epic gear on, and Bellator. He's got 586, but the fact that he's got the Mark 10 Gravis armour means it has to go through that armour twice. So let's see how I get on. So, as you can see, I didn't do it in the 4 turns as I expected, but I did manage to weather the storm, and all, I believe, my characters are still on full health. So I get the full 3 medals, and I only drop 100 points, which I'm more than happy with. If you find these videos and walkthroughs helpful, please consider using my friend code. It really does help content creators like myself. And if you or your guild are looking for a new home, please feel free to reach out to any of the guilds shown here. We have got a few spaces open, and we're always more than welcoming new guilds into our midst. As always, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you on the battlefield.